Okay, welcome everyone. So today we will begin by doing a small recap of whatever we have studied regarding the switching characteristics. So what we will, what we have seen until now is that again the very basic assumptions are already clear that the output is going to respond only when the input is available. Okay, and the input is essentially instantaneous, so there are no setup and hold violations, so no static timing analysis required. Okay, so given that condition, when Vi was equal to VDD, what will happen? Notice the PMOS part over here. Okay, this is the PMOS part. So this PMOS part is essentially switched off because the VSGP, SGP, okay, that is equal to VDD minus VDD. Okay, so that is less than the mod of VTP. So MP is always in the subthreshold region. I'm not calling it cutoff again because there will be some leakages, subthreshold leakages. All right. So for the NMOS part, this is VDD. That means VGSN. VGSN is equal to VDD. All right. So that means VOVN, the overdrive for the NFET over here, will be VDD minus VTN. Whereas initially, we know that this is high to low transition. So VO was initially VDD, it will go to 0 eventually. Okay? So when VO at t equal to 0, initially VO will be VDD. जैसे यहाँ पर दिखाया है, ठीक है? So that means what is the VDSN? VDSN is simply VO equal to VDD. Very simple. So what is the summary of this? What is the conclusion? VDSN is equal to, initially VDSN equal to VOV equal to VDD, whereas VOVN is VDD minus VTN. Therefore, since VDD is greater than VDD minus VTN, therefore MN or NFET is in saturation region of operation. Okay, first thing. All right, so if it is initially like that, so let's begin with that. What we did was we put in the equation for the saturation current and we did the derivation and we received this, we arrived at this particular relation. Okay, so this is the expression for the output voltage VO as it is varying with time t, okay, in the saturation region of operation. However, the saturation region will not continue forever, right? What is going to happen is that at the linear saturation boundary, we will call this t as TB, the time at TB, that is the boundary, the instance of the boundary. Your VDSN will be equal to VOVN. So that means what is VDSN? We already know VDSN is actually VO. VO will be equal to VDD at initial time frame. That means when t equal to 0. Otherwise, VDSN is always equal to VO, as we can see over here. Okay. So VOVN and VDSN. So VDSN के बदले में हम लोग VO लिख रहे हैं at TB. That is the linear saturation boundary time should be equal to VOVN. That is VDD minus VTN. Okay. तो यहाँ से हम लोगों ने क्या देखा कि all we'll do is we will put this relation VOT is equal to VDD minus VTN in this equation number 1. So VO over here I will replace by VOTB because it is, we are speaking about the linear saturation boundary only. Will be VDD minus VTN, which I have replaced, and over here the same thing I have copied except that T I have replaced by TB. Very simple. Then did some algebra and got this relation for the instance of the linear saturation boundary. This is very important because only after time t is greater than TB, NFET will start working in the linear region. Okay. So what we will do is that when Mn is in the linear region of operation now, for of course t is greater than TB. Okay, then I cannot take this simple saturation equation anymore. We have to take the linear equation. So we are doing the accurate or the correct analysis, not the approximate one. All right. So what we will be doing now, VOVN I will replace with whatever we found earlier, VDD minus VTN over here. Okay, so instead of VOVN, I will write this. And what is VDSN? Clearly, VDSN is equal to VO. Okay, we already wrote that initially. So, okay, so we will just do that, and is equal to minus. Minus is coming because it is a high to low transition, right? So that means it is going from VDD to 0. That means the CO, the output capacitance, is discharging. Okay, the current is flowing out of the capacitor, so we will put on minus over here. Okay, remember this BTN stands for mu n Cox by 2 W by L. All right, then what we will do is we will just simply solve this differential equation, very simple. And we will find out the time constant. And finally, we will arrive at this relation. Okay, everyone is with me now? So what I can do is I can upload the PDF version of these class notes so that you can use it as the textbook itself, because none of the textbooks have explicitly written all this modeling. Okay, so I have done everything from scratch. Okay, so once you go through this derivation, once you go through this modeling, circuits modeling, then basically you will never have any confusion at all. Everything will be dictated by equations. All right, so this is the expression which we received, which we arrived at for the linear region operation. तो हमारे पास अभी क्या क्या है? एक तो है अपना ये VOT variation in the saturation region operation, that means initially. What is this? After the time TB, as you can see, T minus TB is there. Okay, now instead of using the original expression, since we already have got an expression for the tau n, which is the time constant, okay, which we have arrived. So let us write everything, that means all the above relations like the linear saturation boundary and the saturation region variation in terms of tau n. It will make our calculation simpler. Okay, in terms of tau n, what is this TB? TB का expression क्या था? Here is TB. Okay, so if you notice carefully that this is your tau n, so this CO divided by beta n and VDD minus beta n without that square is essentially part of the tau n factor. Okay, so what we shall do is, that is what I have written. Notice here. Okay, so if you notice, twice, okay, CO by beta n VDD minus beta n is twice tau n. So abhi, what we will write for the TB expression? Where is TB? Here is TB. Okay, I will just copy it here. यहाँ पर CO by beta n VDD minus VTN I will replace by 2 tau n. That's it. So basically your calculations become simpler henceforth. So twice tau n VTN divided by VDD minus VTN. And also, how about this VOT in the saturation region? This was I have simply copied this equation number 1 over here. And then all I did was this CO divided by beta n VDD minus beta n को हमने twice tau n से replace किए हैं. Okay, so as you can see, this is something simpler. Now, what are the models we got? We have essentially got these models here. This is for the linear model. This is for the saturation region model. And then these models will have a few factors like TB is there, which is given by this. And of course, tau n is there, which is given by this. Okay, so then I will open up my Python code. Okay, in this what were we doing? We were solving the high to low. Correct. So if it is on high to low, so what are we going to do? We have these equations, right? These boxed ones. These boxed ones I have essentially written over here. And then once I so just a second. Once I run this, you will be getting this relation, this curve. Okay. Now notice that over here, why are we doing this modeling? Because we have essentially developed some model from scratch, and now we want to do the calculations based on it, like with perfect, uh, details about the mathematical parameters and all. So this is what you get finally. Now, in this case, what we have understood is that I have essentially drawn the saturation curve, linear curve, and the overall curve simultaneously. Okay. So what I will do is, what I have done is, I have simply copied this in our original file here. Okay. Now, यहाँ पर देखो, इस बात को ध्यान से समझना. This is going to be an very conceptual thing. Notice what is the relation in the saturation region? This is the relation in the saturation region, correct? So we have calculated tau n and all based on these kind of set of inputs. Okay, these are very standard ones. So now once we have got this relation, if you notice, VO is a linear function of time t in the saturation region operation. So that means when we are having a transition from high to low, okay, first of all, let us understand this. This is 0 and this is some 10 I have chosen for the picoseconds, 10 picoseconds. Then you will notice that it starts out from this particular value. This is your VDD mentioned here. Okay, and it goes all the way to 0. So it is VDD to 0 transition, and this is your y-axis, which is VO. So VO is going from VDD all the way to 0, but it goes through different phases. Okay, what is the first phase? Now, initially it will start with the saturation operation. Okay, so saturation region में हमने देखे कि VO is varying linearly with time t with a negative slope. So in the saturation region, this blue curve, if you notice, the blue curve essentially goes through this line straight. You can see this blue. Okay, everyone. Now, in the linear region, what is the relation? This is the relation of linear region. But what I have done is I have drawn this relation for the entire duration from 0 to 10 picoseconds. Okay, so that part is essentially, this is the linear, that is the orange line. Orange line, if you notice, this is the orange line. This orange line is basically your linear variation. Okay, now interestingly, now what is important for us to note is that when you are going for high to low transition, okay, the net effective VO, that is the overall, is always the higher of the two. Okay, so what is the meaning? Like if you notice, this is your TB. TB is equal to 2 picoseconds. In this, if you do the calculation, TB का value हमने कहाँ से निकाला? यहाँ से. ठीक है? So first you calculate the value of tau n from here, CO, beta n, VDD minus VTN. See, all these values are given. Okay, so if you calculate the value of tau n, from there you will be getting the value of TB. Understood? Okay, so if this is TB, TB is calculated to be 2 picoseconds here. So between 0 to TB, it was a saturation region. So that means if you notice here that this was the red one was the linear, this is the saturation. So between 0 to TB, what we understand is that the saturation region output is actually higher of the two. Got it? So that means this overall voltage, output voltage which you will be getting will simply be the maximum of the two. Whereas after 2 picoseconds to 10 picoseconds, okay? So after TB, when it goes in the linear mode of operation, then if you notice, since it is linear, since the output voltage was varying linearly proportionate to the time t, okay, so this will be a straight line, and as you can clearly see that the straight line is always going to be lower than the linear, okay, than the VO which we calculated for the linear region of operation, which is basically given by this orange line. So VO is equal to the maximum of the VO due to the linear, VO due to saturation. This is very, very important. And the point where this linear saturation boundary occurs is exactly where this VO linear and VO saturation exactly match. Okay? So that is why it is called the VOTB. Got it, everyone? Huh? Now this is the maximum. Now we will come to the next lecture, the previous lecture basically on this, where we were dealing with the low to high transition. पहले हमने क्या देखा? ये high to low था. Okay, this green is basically the VO. By the way, where is the input over here? कौन बताएगा? The input is here. So let us continue. Straight line. This is your VI. I have not drawn itself. So what is important is that this VI is a straight line, vertical line at t equal to 0. That means it is instantaneous. And the VO, which is the green line, overall VO, that is essentially responding to VI immediately. As I was telling, this is, no static timing analysis issues are involved. Okay. Now let us look at this picture when we are trying to deal with that is the previous lecture was on low to high transition. Okay. Low to high में हम लोगों ने क्या देखे कि when it is going from low to high, VO अगर if it has to go from low to high, obviously your input should be grounded. I know this is an inverter. Okay. So what we have done is we have put Vi equal to 0. Previous case for high to low transition, we had Vi equal to VDD. Okay. So if Vi is equal to 0, then how about the NFET over here? The VG is grounded. So VGSN is 0, ground and ground, both of them, which is less than VTN. Therefore, MN, that is the NFET, is in subthreshold. So only leakages will flow. Okay. Now for the PFET part, we will look into the leakages later on in this course. Okay. As of now, we will think that subthreshold means the current is very, very low, which is actually it is, but it is never equal to 0. That's why I am emphasizing it. It is not cut off or switched off. Ideally, we would love to have it switched off, but it is never. Okay. Now, if Vi is grounded, that means the PFET gate is also grounded. I know. So if this is grounded, then notice what is the VSGP. This is the VS, this is the G, and this is the PFET. So VSDP will be VDD minus 0, which is VDD. Therefore, what is the VOVP, the overdrive of the PFET? VDD minus VTP with a mod. Yes or no? Okay, बढ़िया है. अच्छा. Then what is the VSDP? VS is here VDD. D is over here VO. So VDD minus VO. So initially when VO is equal to 0, that means देखो यहाँ पर क्या है, low to high transition, that means VDD VO is going from 0 to VDD. So initially it will be 0 only. So VDD minus 0 is VDD. Therefore VSDP is VDD, VOVP is VDD minus VTP. So obviously VDD is greater than VDD minus VTP, so the PFET is in saturation region of operation for 0 to the linear saturation boundary. Okay, very simple. तो इनिशियली हम देख रहे हैं कि PFET is in saturation, सही है. तो अगर saturation में है, then what is the current? Very simple, we know this is the current expression. Okay. Now, unlike the previous case where the capacitance was discharging, in this case, the capacitance is charging by which current? IS current. This is a current in this direction, right? So the source is in, the current is going through the source. Whereas in the previous case, if you notice, the current was coming out of the drain. So basically it was ID like that. Okay, इसीलिए if you notice in this case the current was coming out of the capacitor, so that's why we put a negative here. Okay, in this case the current is going inside the capacitor, that means the charging one, right? So it is a charging current, therefore. Okay, now what is the VOVP? हमें already पता है. So VDD minus VTP whole square, and all we did was we did some algebra, some differential equations and all that, and we finally arrived at this relation. Very simple, very clear. Okay. Now, what does it imply? This is the variation of the output voltage VO with respect to the time t, as long as this PFET is in saturation region of operation. Okay, very good. Now, what is the linear saturation boundary? T will be equal to TB. So VSDP will be equal to VOVP. That means the source to drain voltage will be equal to the overdrive. Okay, so what is VSDP? VSDP is VDD minus VO. I'll just copy that, VDD minus VO. What is VOVP? I'll just copy this, VDD minus mod VTP. VDD minus mod VTP. So VDD cancels, negative negative cancels, VO is equal to mod of VTP. Okay, so previously So previously we saw the condition to be VDD minus VTN. So now we find VO is equal to mod VTP. Okay. So we are going to follow the same process. Okay. So we will just put VO equal to VTP in the equation number 1. And from there, the TB, that is the linear saturation boundary instance, time instance, will be this point. Okay. Very good. उसके बाद, when MP is in the non-saturation or linear region of operation, technically I should call it non-saturation. It's not that if it is not linear, it will be perfectly. If it is not saturation, it will be perfectly linear. नहीं, ऐसी बात नहीं है. For example, when we say ID VGS plot में, ID VDS plot में, it's not like this straight. The actual one will always vary like this. So there is a perfect region where it is not exactly linear, but anyways, when MP is in the non-saturation region of operation, okay, again remember beta P is given by this relation. We will just use the current expression instead of this, which is the saturation current equation. We will not use this. Instead, we will use the linear equation. Okay. Then we will replace VOVP by VDD minus mod VTP. Here, you already wrote it. And then finally, VSDP we will replace by this VDD minus VO. Okay. So this will be equal to again plus because it is a charging current VOD. Then we will use the partial fraction method. I'm not going into the mathematics. You can check it out in your hostels. Okay. So finally we reach this relation here. VOT will be VDD minus this all this. So this essentially gives you the variation of the output voltage VO when the device is operating in its linear region. Okay. Now, since we already have the expression for time constant, to make this equation simpler, we will represent everything in terms of the tau p. Okay. So let's see. Tau p is CO divided by twice beta p VDD minus VTP. So this is CO VDD minus mod VTP, but square I will just ignore. So basically it becomes twice tau p as I mentioned here. Okay, very good. So ये TB का हो गया in terms of tau p. Why are we doing it? Because whenever we are trying to model it using Python, MATLAB, Octave, anything, then it is always preferable that you calculate just one expression and then use it everywhere. So calculation, you make less mistakes, the coding also becomes simpler. That's the whole idea. Okay, so you have got this TB, and here anyway the VOT variation in the linear operation, anyway it has a tau p. Then the original expression for the VO in the saturation region was this equation number 1. Again, if you notice CO divided by beta p and VDD minus VTP. So that essentially gives you the tau p expression again. Okay, so that's what I have replaced and got it. Then again, what we did is that this is for the rise time calculation. So I ran the Python code which I wrote, and I got this. Okay, so finally I copied it here. Now let us understand this. What does it say? Again, I have drawn this equation, which is a saturation equation. If you notice, VO is linearly proportional to the time t. And mind you, this is something even more interesting. When t is equal to 0, VO is equal to 0. Okay, so that means this is a straight line which is going through the origin. That means 0, 0 point. Okay, so this blue line, the saturation line here, is basically the saturation relation, which is going like that, straight through the origin. Okay, now I have drawn the linear variation also, which is VDD minus this whole thing. It turns out when I'm plotting it, this is the orange line, which is the linear one. Okay, this one, it goes like that, and the green is kind of overlapping with the orange one. Now, what is interesting to note is that when we are going from low to high transition, that means the rise time calculation, there, as you can see, VO, unlike the previous case, was equal to minimum of VO saturation, comma, VO linear. Okay, what did we see previously? VO was the maximum of the two. So 0 से TB तक linear saturation boundary तक हमने देखे थे कि the saturation equation, the saturation relation was providing higher VO than the linear. So it was following the saturation. After TB, T equal to TB, what is happening? The linear was higher than the saturation. So VO was always the maximum of the two. Now we are observing is just the reverse. During the rise time, that means low to high time, what we notice is that VO is going to follow the minimum of the two. Okay, it's the minimum of the two. So that means, for example, 0 to TB, if you notice, the linear is higher, it will follow the saturation. Then after TB, the saturation is higher, it will follow the linear. Okay, everyone? So, and of course, the exact point where the linear and the saturation characteristics are exactly equal, they are matching, is the point where it is a linear saturation boundary. Okay, so now this is a summary of whatever we have learned, and here are the two figures which I drew, and finally this is the overall inverter switching characteristics. Now my question to you is this: why is it that when we are having a rise transition, okay, when we are so this is the overall summary of the previous two lectures. So when we are having an inverter rise transition, as you can see, we are always having the output, which is always the output, the overall, the exact one, actual one here, the green color, is always following the lowest of the two. So basically, let me again write that. So that means VO is the minimum of VO linear and VO saturation. Whereas in the inverter fall transition, we are always getting that VO is maximum of the two, as you can see. Okay. In the saturation region, we find that the blue was higher, so green was following the blue. The moment it goes into the linear, the orange was higher, it was following the orange. So VO. Can anyone explain this phenomenon? Why is it happening like that? Why VO is following the minimum of the two in the rise and VO is following the maximum of the two during the fall? Physically, you have to explain. Whatever I have done is through mathematics, rigorous physics, and rigorous mathematical expressions, and then I even modeled it. These curves were essentially drawn in Python. Okay, so with exact values, I have written the values over here. I want some answers. You
Sorry.
open up the microphone and just shoot whatever comes into your mind. Yeah.
First, the device is in saturation, so the voltage in saturation we have to take that, right, sir, and then linear. But in the case of rise time, it is like minimum in every time,
No, no,
and in
no.
the case of
That is
fall,
that is that is of course which we have done. That is what we have. That is how we have done the calculation. But physically, physically, without going into any circuit, what is the device and all that? Can you think of, let us say, from your high school physics, from the fundamental physics concepts, why is it happening? Okay, it is following the minimum. As I have established one relation here, what I think it was Ashok. So what Ashok was telling, it is perfectly correct. In fact, that is how we have derived it, right? So from here to here was saturation, here to here linear. So वही तो हमने किया है. But what we are observing is that you are always having the minimum of the two. Here we are observing that it is always the maximum of the two.
So stability.
Can you elaborate?
Like if you take the maximum voltage in the case of rise transition, then it it crosses the VDD, right, sir? The output.
Yeah, here, yeah.
Yes, sir.
That is one point, yes. But even better answer is there. This is a very, very important concept. Once I tell you, na, you will be amazed. You will never look. I'm sure you have never looked at circuits this way before. It will open up your eyes. सबको मेरा क्वेश्चन समझ में आया ना? देखो, सारे कैलकुलेशंस करने के बाद हमने ये ऑब्जर्व किए हैं कि जब हम राइज टाइम कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं ना, 0 to VDD जब जा रहे हैं, तब हम देख रहे हैं कि ये मिनिमम वाला ट्रेजेक्टरी फॉलो कर रहा है. जब हम फॉल ट्रांजिशन देख रहे हैं, तब ये मैक्सिमम ट्रेजेक्टरी वाला फॉलो कर रहा है ओवरऑल. ये मिनिमम मैक्सिमम ऐसे क्यों है? What Ashok has said is partially correct कि हाँ, जैसे कि अगर हम मैक्सिमम होता तो बेसिकली ये तो इंफिनिटी तक चला जाता, राइट? That never happens. But there is a better answer to that. अच्छा, एक चीज बताओ, एक कैपेसिटर का फेज पॉजिटिव है या नेगेटिव है? This is very, very fundamental circuits capacitance concept.
Sir, negative.
Very good. That means what I am trying to tell you is ZC is equal to 1 by J omega C. J को अगर numerator में ले जाओगे, it becomes simply minus J of this. So it is negative. Okay, very nice. So that means it will be a phase lag or phase advance.
Lag.
Very good. So if it is a phase lag, so that means wherever you find a capacitor in the circuit, it is always going to lag the response. Okay, so that means, in fact, that is why you get the RC time delay. The delay का concept क्या है? So that means what does the delay mean? That means whenever you are applying some input, the output will come to it after a while. In fact, in this case itself, if you notice, this is the rise transition. So what is the condition over here? Where is the input? This is rise, means the VI is like this. Sorry. Isn't it? So this is your VI. What does it mean? Is that the VI, as I have said, we are assuming perfectly non-STA kind of thing. So VI is instantaneous. Excellent. But notice that thanks to this capacitance, what is this capacitance? Look, this is the net output capacitance which we have selected. Okay. Thanks to this capacitance, the output, that VO, should actually reach, ideally it should reach like this. From here, straight it should come like that. But what it is doing, it is coolly taking its own time and basically becoming VDD after some time. Okay, those time and all we will see. That is the rise time, fall time. But anyways, it will take some time to do it. So that means the capacitance, wherever you see a capacitance in the circuit, it is going to lag the response because of this minus over here. Okay, so that is something which we know. And essentially the RC, this RC, this resistance is provided by the transistor, the FETs. Okay, similar is the case for the inverter fault transition. Where is the input here? This is your input VI. Ideally, what should be your output? But what is happening? It is taking its own time and following its own trajectory. वो अपना ही खेल खेल रहा है, output. Okay, thanks to this CO. Okay, so now this is essentially coming because of this RC delay, and this delay is coming from the fundamental property of the capacitance coming from this minus over here. That means it is a phase lag. So that means it will always take a delay in its response, and that is where we are having this RC delay. Okay, now ये delay in response क्यों आ रहा है? Let's go even further deeper. So essentially what we are saying is this is the rise time, right? So rise time means it's like something like this. This is your RP, P factor resistance. Okay, this is your current and this is your CO. And in this case, this is the fall time, right? So the capacitance is discharging. और ये capacitance तो discharge कर ही सकता है, क्यों? Because I have already told you, right? Battery is nothing other than a pre-charged capacitor. ये जो VDD है ना, VDD is also a capacitor. The only thing is this capacitor has a very, very high time constant, whereas this capacitor doesn't have a very good high time constant. Look at this. Within a few picoseconds itself, the value is going to 0. Whereas this VDD is also a battery, which is also a pre-charged capacitor. However, that pre-charged capacitor is essentially very, very high time constant. In this case, this is now behaving like a pre-charged capacitor, but the time constant is very, very low. That's the only difference between a battery and a capacitor. Okay. All right. So ये तो we have already discussed earlier. So now this capacitor CO and CO, what have we understood? Number one, because of minus J by omega C, या फिर 1 by J omega C, it is always going to have a phase lag. And because of the phase lag, this RPCO and RNCO will essentially introduce something called the delays, RC delays. ठीक है, सही है. Now this delay, if you go further deeper into this capacitor, what is happening? Notice that the charges are going to flow from the VDD and some of the charges will be stored in the CO, right? In this case, this CO will start responding to the variation of the VO because the charges will start to move from the move out from the CO. Essentially meaning that there is always an inertia involved whenever the charges are stored in the capacitor or the charges are discharged from the capacitor. There is always an inertia involved in the capacitor, and that inertia is what leads to the phase lag. That inertia of the charging and discharging of the capacitor, that means the inertia in the motion of the charges inside and out of the capacitor, that inertia is what introduces the phase lag. That inertia is what introduces the RC delay. And that inertia of the motion of the charges inside the capacitor and motion of the charges outside the capacitor is what is the meaning over here. For example, in the inverter rise transition, okay, the capacitor has two options. The capacitor is what? ये rise है, तो capacitor is initially at 0 voltage. देखो, ये rise मतलब the VO is essentially going from 0 to VDD. That is your rise transition, right? So the capacitance, जैसे हम लोग सुबह उठते हैं ना नींद से, नींद जब खुलते हैं, then what is the situation? We are not very active. So capacitance is just like that. हमेशा inertia में आराम से सोया हुआ रहता है. Suddenly आपने यहाँ पर VDD डाल दिए हैं, the charges are going to get inside the capacitor. So capacitor will always be lagging. अच्छा, इसके पास दो options हैं. It will always respond to the lesser one. Capacitance मतलब सुस्ती. That is inertia. Okay. So basically the voltage will always follow like that. When it is charging from 0 to VDD, it will always choose the lesser active one, so to speak. Then when it is the fault transition, it is just the reverse. Now the capacitor fully charged है VDD, वो discharge करने में भी उसको inertia. Okay, so what it will do? It will always choose the phase lag version. That means it will always take time to kind of immediately discharge the charges inside it. So it will always try to stick out with the larger of the two. So अगर इसने suppose if it is choosing the lower of the two, then basically what will happen? That means it is immediately giving out all the charges. No, the capacitance is has inertia even to charge, even to discharge. Okay, so this has got to do with the fundamental concept of the inertia of the charges in the charging and discharging process of the capacitance. Okay, now those of you who are coming from the electrical background, or even ECE students do that course called control engineering. In control systems, you must have noticed that a damping, you have seen this, right? This is a damping factor and all. This damping is always made equivalent to a capacitor kind of thing. Okay, so this RC and all that, they will always kind of give you the damping factor, that is the inertia in the system. So wherever you have a capacitance in the system, it is always going to introduce inertia to the system. So that means if you want to have your systems perform faster, you have to deal with the capacitance. Okay, very good. So now once we have understood meticulously, I mean rigorous mathematics के हिसाब से हमें अभी पता चल रहा है कि this green color is the final rise and fall transitions. So that is what I have copied over here. यहाँ का green, यहाँ का green, हमने यहाँ पर we have superposed on the same figure. Now, instead of putting this VDD over here, VDD is equal to 1 and 0 and ground is 0. I have chosen the point of 0.9 of VDD and 0.1 of VDD. I could have chosen any other point as well. Okay. So once we have done this, if you notice that if it is a perfectly symmetric operation of the inverter, that's what we are trying to do right now, the simplest case, you will notice that the point where they are essentially reaching, so in our previous lecture I just mentioned that for a symmetric operation this and this will be the same. Okay, so if this is VDD, this is your VH, the high logic, this is the VL, and this is of course the ground. So these two values are the same. This is 0.1 VDD, 0.1 VDD. Then the time taken to move from here to this instance will also remain the same. Okay, so what is your rise time and fall time? So if this is a pure symmetric one, so yahan, this orange ka yahan se yahan tak is basically the fall time. This will be equal to the rise time from the blue from here to there. This will be equal to the rise time also. Okay. Now what we would like to have is that, okay, our time is over. Okay, in our next lecture, what we will do is we will try to understand. Next Saturday is a holiday. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what we will do is the easiest way to handle this. Okay, we have got little bit of time now. So एक चीज बताओ. When we are essentially having this entire sweep from 0 to VDD, just concentrate on the green line here. which is the longer duration for the which is the like longer portion of this transition, the saturation region या फिर linear in both the cases?
Linear, sir.
Exactly. That is point number one. So that means when you are having a transition, whether it is rise transition या फिर fall transition, high to low या फिर low to high, you are always going to have a longer duration in the linear region. Okay. Now, let us also understand another aspect. When you are having two resistances here, this is Rp, this is Rn. Okay, this is the Cu. Okay, remember this is basically the resistance of the transistor PFET. This is the resistance of the NFET. Okay. Now, when you are essentially having a charging and discharging cycle, there is a phase where both the transistors are switched on. Okay. Now, mostly you will notice that any one of the two transistors will be in linear, the other one will be in saturation. Okay. So, which is the net equivalent, or even better still, net effective resistance which you should consider?
Parallel combination of RP and RN.
Exactly. So parallel agar hua, ideally it will be a parallel. That is what we are essentially doing. In this analysis, we are essentially trying to deal with the parallel combination. Okay. But, okay. So let me just write R sat parallel R linear, because we do not know whether RP will be in linear and RN will be R sat, or RP will be R sat or RN will be linear. समझ में आ रहा है ना? Any one of them will be linear, the other one will be saturation. मुझे पता नहीं कौन सा, so I am writing like this. So अगर हम इसको approximate करेंगे तो इसका वैल्यू क्या कौन सा आने वाला है?
R set.
फिर से सोचो. फिर से सोचो. पैरेलल कॉम्बिनेशन है, कौन सा ज्यादा है? एग्जैक्टली. क्यों?
मिनिमम रेजिस्टेंस.
मिनिमम रेजिस्टेंस ना. सोचो, R saturation resistance is very very high. R sat means it is perfectly flat ID. So आपका ये R sat is very very high. That is why we use GMRO. ये RO क्या है? This RO is essentially the saturation resistance. ये R sat है. Okay. So minimum of the two will be there. So that means this will be equal to the minimum, approximately equal to minimum of R sat and R linear. Okay. So in the next lecture, when we will be finishing off with T1, T2 and all that, we will see the industrial standard में वो लोग इसी approximation को use करते हैं. What they will say is that since for the most of the duration of this transition, one of them will be in linear, other one will be in saturation. So what happens is the net effective resistance seen by the capacitor during charging or discharging will be the parallel combination of these two, and as a result the minimum of these two, what they will do is instead of putting the parallel combination का हिसाब किताब को छोड़कर वो simply R linear को पकड़ लेते हैं. Okay, so what is the R linear value? Even Siox I am not writing. This VDS it will ignore because it is VDS square, so you will be left with only this part. Therefore, if you do del ID, del VDS, you will be getting beta in twice beta in VOV. Okay. Now, this is by definition equal to 1 upon R linear. Correct. So, this will be equal to basically you are more accustomed to seeing like this. Because beta n I have chosen mu n Cox by 2. That's it. So, in the industrial approximation, this is the approximation they are thinking about. So, this will kind of make this whole calculation very, very simple. And we will find out that from here, if we do the calculation, the rise time and fall time will come out to be 2.2 tau n or tau p. Simply let's write down. Okay. Anyways, we will see that in our next lecture. Okay. So the reason why I am doing this rigorously is because many of these calculations, especially this approximation and all, they will break down at the very lower technology nodes. Okay. And especially these equations will also not be valid if you are going into some other technologies like carbon nanotubes, tunnel field effect transistors, FinFETs. Okay, most of these relations will not be the same as the MOSFETs. That is the reason why I'm emphasizing the way we are deriving all this. So at least later on in the future, when you are working in industry, okay, or you are working as an R&D person, then what you will do is you will just open up these notes and you will apply the same procedure as we have done for the MOSFETs. So that is the reason why I'm specifically working on each and every mathematics over here. Okay, thank you. That's all for today. See you in the next class.
सर
Yeah.
सर एक क्वेश्चन था
हाँ बोलो.